Hi, in this video we are going to look at two very common verbs in Spanish, hacer, which means to do, and ir, which means to go. The first thing we're going to do is look at the forms, all of the forms of those two verbs. Then we are going to practice with hacer, and finally we are going to practice with ir. All right, so let's get started. So let's start with the verb hacer. Here are the forms. Yo hago, tú haces, usted hace, él, ella hace, nosotros o nosotras hacemos, vosotros o vosotras hacéis, ustedes hacen, ellos o ellas hacen. So you can see with the verb hacer, it's just these regular ER endings that we've already learned. Right, here are the endings, the o, es, e, hemos, es, en. And we learned those regular ER endings back when we looked at our regular ER verbs, yeah? The only difference between regular ER verbs and hacer is that the yo form here is hago. It has that G in it, okay? So otherwise, it's just a regular ER verb, just with a little G here in the yo form, yo hago. All right, so let's look at the forms of ir. Now, ir is different. Ir is totally irregular. It doesn't follow any regular pattern, okay? So, yo voy, tú vas, usted va, él, ella va, nosotros, nosotras vamos, vosotros, vosotras vais, ustedes van, ellos, ellas van. All right, so let's practice with first hacer. All right, here's our hacer practice. Yo blank mis deberes, I do my homework, and it's yo hago mis deberes. Ana y Raúl. So Ana y Raúl, their pronouns would be they, right? They do weights. That's how you would say it. You wouldn't say lift weights in Spanish. You'd say do weights. So Ana y Raúl hacen pesas. Mi amigo y yo, my friend and I, or we, do jogging. Mi amigo y yo hacemos footing. Miguel blank equitación. So Miguel does horseback riding. Miguel would be a he or él, right? So Miguel hace equitación. Tú y tus amigos. There's that plural you and your friends. So we know y blank deporte. So you and your friends do sport. We know that if we were in Spain, we'd use the vosotros form. So we'd say hacéis deporte. And if we were in Mexico, we'd use the ustedes form, so hacen deporte. And finally, let's look at a couple of questions. What do you do? But we're going to do that in the informal register, in the tú form, and then the formal register, the usted form. So if I was going to ask somebody in the informal register, hey, what do you do? ¿Qué haces tú? So if I wanted to say, what do you do in the afternoons? ¿Qué haces tú por la tarde? Or if I wanted to say, what do you do in the mornings? ¿Qué haces tú por la mañana? But if I was speaking in the formal register, instead of haces, I'd say hace, right? The usted form. ¿Qué hace usted por la tarde? Or say, ¿qué hace usted por la mañana? All right, so let's look at ir. Let's practice with this verb, ir. All right, my friend and I go clubbing. Mi amiga y yo vamos de marcha. The boys go fishing. Los chicos van, in the ellos form, de pesca. I go to the beach. Yo voy a la playa. Manuel, or he, goes on a bike. Manuel va en bici. And then let's look at a couple of questions. Where do you go? ¿A dónde? And if we're in the informal register, vas tú. Or where do you go in the formal register? ¿A dónde va usted? And finally, let's take a look at the plural. You guys, you and your siblings go to school. Tú y tus hermanos. And if we were in Spain, we'd use the vosotros form. Vais al colegio. Or in Mexico, we'd use the ustedes form. Tú y tus amigos van al colegio. Okay, so in the space here below in your Cornell notes, write a summary of what you learned about the verbs hacer and ir. Adios.